Good morning, guys. Eugene here from Genius Trader. Happy Women's Day to all you beautiful queens out there. I'll be covering a few pairs today and gold as well. Um, I'll be showing you gold's pivot point for the coming week. I'm sure you'd want to stay for that. Obviously, I'll be covering gold at the end of this video. So let's get right into it. The first pair I'd like to discuss or talk about is the USD CAD. Um, For the first 5 pairs, I'll be showing you pivot points, which is what we do. Like if you've seen ever since we started this YouTube videos, I've been sharing pivot points with you, which I don't remember losing a trade if you took all of them. Also, I'll also tell you if the pivot point does not hold, what you should be doing. So far, so good. All of the pivot points were making us, thousands of US dollars, as you've seen, and, giving us nice chunks of withdrawals. So I hope you guys have been watching and you've been following the pivot points and you've been making a lot of money, because this is literally how to make quite a bit of money if you follow these videos and you listen to all I'm saying, as well as check out all the pivot points that I mentioned. So the first one today is the USD CAD, and the pivot point is here. It's at 132,350 zone. So if it happens that this pair goes back down again and retests this zone, this is where you need to go in and buy hard. Um, all the way to 135.65 or even 135.800 zone. So we're looking at around at over 600 pips or so, or 580 pips for the whole move to unfold. But also we need to wait for whatever that's happening here and get maybe a rotation lower back to the zone. And this is our pivot point. And also remember, I always say that if the pivot point does not hold, then you wait for a break below the pivot point, and most of the time I'll just let it go. But if you see that you can get into it again, then you'll just wait for it to break below, then retest and sell. You don't just sell immediately when it breaks below, because it can easily go back again and go with the original uh, um, um, you know buy setup that we were waiting for. So just make sure that when it gets to a pivot point you buy, or if it breaks below you just wait for a retest first before you enter a sell, and that way you'll make quite a bit of money. But most of the time the pivot points, they always hold. So if it's a loss, then just let it go. The next one is a USD CHF, Swiss franc, and here the pivot point is actually quite close, which is about 70 pips away. So 0.90400 is our buy zone. you know um, so we'll be buying all the way to 92 200, or even 93 300. So going to buy all the way up to here, which is about 300 pips, 290 pips. So if it happens that this pair goes back here to our pivot points, then we're going to be buying in, and for about 300 pips profit. And if it breaks below, same thing, wait for it to go down, retest, then you can always sell from a retest. Go with the diversions, trading diversions. The next one is the Euro US dollar. um, the Euro US dollar, as I've said Friday, with the NFP, that the pair can only go as high as 200 zone. And I also mentioned in the premium channel that the pair will break below 1800, 1.18, and it did that. So I'm sure right now, we are they're in a bit of what you call this, profit. But I didn't really even go in on Friday with the NFP, because I had made enough money for the week you know, I had already withdrawn twice, as I always do. So here we're gonna wait for a pivot point at 19200, which is here. We're gonna be selling all the way to, you know, 117, which is about, you know, 210 pips. And also the last target would be 116,400, which is about 280 pips. So if it happens that we get, you know, the market rotates higher back to 119,200, that would be lovely, you know, for a sell. So that's our pivot point for next week. So should be on the lookout for the market to actually go back up here and sell. But if it doesn't do it, then we just leave it, as we always do. Like, we always trade pivot points, because if you enter the market in the middle and it start making drawdowns or whatever, then that means that you're gonna be losing quite a bit of money, because you'll wait for the drawdown and you find that the market will break out and retest and continue with that direction. Whereas if you wait for a pivot point, then you can always get in with less risk. Most of our trade in the premium channel, they they don't even go through a drawdown. Immediately when we enter the market, they just, you know, get it straight into the profits. So that is the key of the pivot point. The next one is the pound US dollar. The pound US dollar's pivot point is 131,800, and the first target would be 1.29,500, which is about 230 pips. And the second target would be, let me check here quickly, I wrote it down somewhere. It will be 128,900, 128,900, which is about 290 pips as well. So if we get a rotation back to the entry points, which is 131,850, then we can sell all the way to 128,900 zone. The USD JPY, the pivot point is at 104,200. So we want to see this pair rotate lower, and I think it will, from 106, because this is a key resistance. 106 is a key resistance. So from Monday, I wouldn't be surprised if we just see this pair just start going down all the way to 104, and even breaking that zone all the way to 101. But also, if 104 holds, which is our pivot point for buying, then we'll be buying all the way to that is the main scenario, all the way to 107.50. So we'll wait for rotation lower here to 104 200 maybe, and we'll buy all the way to 107.5, which is about 330 pips, and also maybe all the way to 108 100, which is about almost 400 pips, you know, 390 pips. So if the 104 holds, then prepare for a move all the way to 108, which is highly possible. But also, if we get a break below the zone, then that means that we'll just hold ourselves from 106. You know, this is the first signal we can be looking into come Monday, which is tomorrow, right? The next one is NZD JPY, and here we don't have a pivot point, but if we get a break below, you know, what is this? So 69,800. If you get a break below 69,800, then maybe let the pair go down lower and a retest. Then we can look into selling here, you know. But also, if this zone holds, we can, you know, we can look for a move all the way to 71,600 zone, you know, which will then mean that this pair is in a range. But I would prefer a move lower and a retest for a sell. CAT JPY, same thing. It's under a strong resistance here. 79,300 also, it's a very strong resistance. 79,000, you know, has been a key area for both buy and sell. You know, even Friday we saw here, you know, the market attempted to go higher, but it failed, you know. So on Monday, if we get a break below, you know, 79,000, then prepare for a move, deep corrections, possibly all the way to 77,600, which is about 139 pips, or even lower, or even lower. Let's see here, or even lower. So all the way to 73, 600. So if you get a break below this 77 600, then prepare for a move all the way down, which is about 550 pips. So yes, right now all we need to do, is get a break below this, what you call this, the range between 77, 900 and 80.0. So if you get a break below this zone, then I'm quite sure that the market will, have deeper corrections, um, which will be, a lovely trade to catch. So make sure that you're always on the lookout. 79 key support at the moment. But if you get a break below it, then expect the market for to go for deeper corrections. AUD CHF, same thing. Break below this 0.64900, retracement, then sell all the way down. But also if this zone holds, just forget about it for a bit, because I prefer, breakouts, and if it just holds here and continue higher, then by all means let it do so. AUD USD 70 to 300 will be your pivot point for next week. So when the market gets here, 72 300 zone, then make sure that you sell all the way to 70 800, 70 600, which will be your next key support. Euro JPY, we had a video on this one. I think it was on a Thursday or so, or Friday. I don't. Yeah, I think it was a Thursday, and I explained that 125 200 was the key support, and the market was busy, violating this area, and I said that we should just let it be until we get a break below 124 400, a retest, and we can sell, or we can buy at 124 400 all the way in. So if you guys got in here, 124 at this zone, and you're in a bit of profit, um, I don't see this, pair, going higher anymore, unless if it goes all the way to 125 600 zone, which will be the maximum for now. But if it breaks higher and retests above 125 600, then that's when I'll change my mind. But for now, 125 600 and 124 400 are key areas. So break below 124 400 or a break higher above 125 600 will only, catch my attention, and I'll also look into, getting in accordingly. Last but not least, gold, XAUUSD. Our pivot point for the next week is 2064. I mean, sorry, 2074 zone, and we'll be selling all the way to 2007 and 1969, 1969 zone. You know, that's about that's about 1,000 pips profit. So just pivot point here, wait for the market to go back to 2074 and sell all the way down. Your first target, which is about 2007, will be about 650 pips, and your second target would be about 1,000, 1,050 pips. So make sure that you don't miss this one. And also, if gold breaks higher, if gold breaks above 2074, then your next target would be 2129 zone, which is about 700 pips from the zone, and 22,000, you know, so which is about 2,000 pips higher. But for now, the main scenario is waiting for a retest at 2074 and sell all the way to 1969, which is about 1,000 pips, 1,050 pips. So yeah, that will be a great one for this week. If we can get it, then by all means, guys, let's go in hard. So yeah, that's all for this week, and I hope you enjoy next week. And make sure that you wait for all the pivot points. Don't rush to get into the market. If it does not happen that we get that pivot point, let it go. The next week I'll give you new pivot points, and we'll always catch whichever ones we can. And that will mean that you always get high accuracy signals, while you know that you're not trading quantity and losing a lot of money. Like some signal providers or traders, so to say. So just make sure that you wait for all the pivot points, and all the best, guys. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day and week, and make a lot of money. Withdraw, trade to withdraw. Thank you. Bye.